I leave the coast and head to the historic town of San Miguel.
There's no respect for youth or age on board of a California stage. The pull and haul about for seats as bedbugs do among the sheets. It started as a thieving line in 1849. All opposition they defied. The people must through hog or die.
That's the view of the Pacific Ocean.
The ladies are compelled to sit with dresses in tobacco spit. The gentlemen don't seem to care, but talk on politics and swear.
This is the historic Rio-Caledonia Adobe, originally constructed in 1835 for the adjacent mission San Miguel, but then later it served as a stagecoach stop and inn. And Petronio Rios was a corporal in the Mexican army who oversaw the mission's livestock industry. This bell you see right here is an indicator that we're on the famous Camino Real mission trail. Now the name Caledonia is actually the old name for Scotland, and this Adobe's name is believed to have been given by a Scottish man who actually purchased it by the name of George Butcher. Notable guests are rumored to have included the outlaws Jesse James, the Dalton brothers, Tibericio Vasquez, and Joaquin Murrieta was the inspiration for Zorro.
Ten to jest ten pryklik.
The dust is deep in summertime, the mountain's very hard to climb. The drivers often stop and yell, get out all hands and push uphill.
This mission San Miguel Arcangel, it was established on July 25th, 1797, and it was the 16th of the 21 Spanish missions to be established in what was then Alta California. The large population of Native Americans made it an ideal location, and it also provided a much needed rest stop on the 2-day journey halfway between missions San Luis Obispo and San Antonio de Padua. Despite suffering earthquakes and fires, remains one of the only California missions that has retained the majority of its original layout and building, including a portion of its neophyte village. Oh, here we have some Yappy stone money. This is a rare sight on mission, a cannon, but they often did have to defend them against Indian raids. In fact, after the Mexican Secularization Act of 1833, the William Reed family lived in the buildings until 1848 when they were murdered by a band of thieves. Cheers. Yeah, there's actually a story about some Chumash gifting some Spaniards a young bear as a gift, which they politely refused.
Możesz powiedzieć, że to jest też tu nagrać, ale my sadem zmieni, pierwszy sadem zobaczymy drzewa, nie ze skóry.
What? Yeah, this was the living section of the mission. This right here was the dining room.
Korn, to jeszcze, co to jest? Pomegranate? Pomarańcz?
This right here within the potter's room, you can see it's very simple because he probably did want to be a simple man and be closer to God, not be above anyone else, especially poorer people. He covered himself with a sheepskin blanket. This is his office area right here. Monks' clothing.
Salon, originally used for administrative of the mission. Today it houses mission collection of religious painting and artifacts.
Yeah, here's the Archangel Michael defeating and conquering the devil. Now, during the secularization era, these rooms were actually repurposed as commercial stores, saloons, and hotels. USA też ma fajne, że nie trzeba do Hiszpanii ani do Latynameryki. Do Argentyny to by nawet nie warto jechać na misję, bo u nas tyle ładnych misji mamy, że...
Tam mieli olej oliwkowy.
I've been to this mission twice, but this is my first time seeing these sections. It might be one of my favorite ones. This is a statue of Junipero Serra, who founded the first 9 missions in California. There's a statue of him in nearly every California mission, the one that hasn't been destroyed by liberals. As far as California missions, when they were usually very simple inside, as to not distract worshippers from focusing on praying and worshiping God, but this one is a bit of an exception. Yeah, this one's actually one of my favorite missions on the inside. If you come here at the right time of the day, the sun shines perfectly through these windows. And in fact, its vibrant interior is regarded amongst the finest and most authentic of all California missions, never having to be redone. And what's fascinating is that it was done entirely by local Indians. The potters believed that actually having them contribute to the construction and design of the mission, they would embrace Catholicism more willingly. But the current church actually dates from 1818, as the original was destroyed in a fire in 1806. In 1859, President James Buchanan revoked the Secularization Act, and today this is once again an active church. My California adventure is nearing its end, but I have a few more surprises.
Psychic spies from China try to steal your mind's elation, and little girls from Sweden dream of silver screen quotation. And if you want these kind of dreams, it's Californication. It's the edge of the world in all of Western civilization. The sun may rise in the east, at least it's settled in a final location. It's understood that Hollywood sells Californication.
We found this random church on the side of the road. Looks pretty modern but nice, and I saw a nice cemetery We'll check it out. Some nice landscaping too. Yeah, I don't know what denomination it is, but and if to co za denominacja.
Ale ładny kościółek, to mieliśmy to stowarzyszenie. W takiej dziurze taki ładny kościółek.
And if so, 1890 coś.
Ale ładny.
Golgotha, I recognize that name from somewhere.
Tam gdzie Pana Jezusa.
Golgota, góra Golgota, tam gdzie
Yeah, I've noticed that sometimes unexpected finds end up being the coolest. Yes, we're here from the road I thought was a Romanian style cemetery. It's actually Stations of the Cross.
Destruction leads to a very rough road, but it also breeds creation. An earthquake's out to a girl's guitar, that's just another good vibration. And tidal waves couldn't save the world from Californication.
California is more beautiful and interesting than most countries, and it's also on many people's bucket list. Every time I travel to a popular tourist destination, I always want to ask the local people what it's like to live in a place that so many people want to visit. But I guess I can answer for myself, fortunate and proud. A lifetime probably isn't enough to experience every nook and cranny of this incredible state.
Hey, I Sergeant Barry, while the greatest style of aging.